Today, we are diving into an art form that's so ancient, so incredibly complete, that a lot of people call it the mother of all martial arts. Yep, we're talking about Kalaripayattu, the amazing martial and healing art from Kerala. And this image, wow, it just perfectly captures this fascinating contradiction right at the heart of Kalaripayattu. See, it's an art that teaches you exactly how to inflict harm, but woven into its very DNA is the deep, profound knowledge of how to heal. That duality, combat and medicine, is exactly what makes it such a complete science. And that philosophy goes really deep. Like the great master Vasudeva Gurukul said, the Kalari, that's the training ground, is the physical body of the art. But it's the student, the disciple, who gives it a soul. What he's really saying is that the art is basically just a set of moves until someone who truly understands its power and its responsibility breathes life into it. So, where did this incredible art form even come from? Well, the story doesn't start in some history book. It actually begins in myth, with a legendary warrior sage. Legend tells us it was this man, Parshurama, who founded the art. He was a master of what's called Dhanuveda, the ancient science of warfare. So he didn't just understand fighting, he understood the purpose of it. And he created Kalaripayattu and gave it to the people of Kerala for one really important reason: self-protection. And Leston, we're not just talking about a few techniques here. Parashurama set up an entire system. Ancient songs talk about him creating 108 Kalaris, these special training grounds, all across the land. And by teaching 21 masters, he wasn't just teaching them how to fight. He was weaving this knowledge of protection and all the discipline that comes with it right into the culture of the place. So if you were a student just starting out on this journey, your path wouldn't start with a weapon. Nope, it starts with your own body. The first and maybe the most crucial stage is all about forging the physical self. It's called Maithari. Maithari is without a doubt the foundation of everything. Through these really intense physical exercises called May Adakam, a student learns the absolute limits and, more importantly, the potential of their own body. It's all about building total control. The strength, the balance, the agility, all of it is essential for everything that's going to come next. And just look at this slide. It shows you exactly what the goal of Maithari is. I mean, it is a grueling process of pushing your body to its absolute limits. The whole point is to get to a state the masters call Mekana Kuga, which basically means your body becomes the eye. It just instinctively sees and reacts without you even having to think about it. Okay, so once the body has been forged into this incredibly responsive instrument, then the student is ready to move on. Now they get to start on the path of weapons, and this is divided into two very different phases. First up is Kulathari, which is all about training with wooden weapons. This is where you build all the fundamental skills of control, but in a, relatively safe environment. It's only after you've totally mastered the wooden weapons that you graduate to Engathari, and that's practice with sharp, lethal metal weapons. And let me tell you, that jump requires a lot more than just skill. It requires genuine fearlessness and a whole new level of mental strength. The way you progress through Kulathari is so methodical, it's brilliant. You start with the long Katukiri to master your stance and range. Then you move to the short Mukchan to learn all about speed and precision up close. And finally, you get to train with the Ata, this really unique curved weapon that introduces the whole concept of striking the body's vital points. And you can just see the evolution right here, can't you? It's a journey from this controlled, almost rhythmic dance with wooden sticks to the lethal grace you need for live weapons. And that's not just a physical change, it's a huge mental transformation. It demands more and more focus and a deep respect for the weapon in your hand. All right, so after mastering the body and after mastering all these weapons, the student finally arrives at the very pinnacle of their training. This is where the deepest, most guarded secrets of the art are finally revealed. It's the ultimate test for any warrior, right? You're in the heat of battle. Your weapon gets knocked out of your hand. Now what? Well, the answer is to turn your own body into the ultimate weapon. This is Varamkai, or bare hand combat. Now, to even learn these techniques, a student has to have completely mastered every single lesson that came before. But technical skill just isn't enough. The gurus will only teach Varamkai to students who show incredible maturity. Someone who has control over their anger and has no room for pride. But believe it or not, even bare hand combat isn't the final step. There is one more layer, A level of knowledge so profound and, frankly, so dangerous that it represents the true peak of the entire art. This is Marma Vidya, the science of the body's vital points. It is the most advanced stage of them all, and it's reserved only for the most dedicated, most ethically sound students. It's about learning the exact locations on the human body where a strike can injure, incapacitate, or even kill. The Kalaripayattu tradition actually identifies 64 of these key vital points. They're known as Abhyasa Marma. These are the secret targets that a master can aim for during a fight, either with a weapon or with their bare hands, with, well, devastating effects. And here we come right back to the beginning, back to the art's beautiful paradox. This incredibly dangerous knowledge is never, ever taught alone. A student who learns how to strike a Marma point must at the same time learn how to heal it. It is an immense responsibility, and it ensures that this incredible power is always balanced by the wisdom of life. And that's really what makes Kalaripayattu a complete path to life. The training isn't just about fighting. It's a holistic development of the self. You're forging physical strength, sure, but you're also cultivating mental balance, and ultimately, you're aiming for a kind of spiritual upliftment. So it kind of leaves us with a pretty powerful question, doesn't it? In a world that so often forces us to choose a side, to either attack or defend, what can we possibly learn from an ancient art that insists mastery only comes when you learn how to do both? When you finally understand that the power to harm is completely meaningless without the wisdom to heal?